Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In my last video, I talked about my favorite cream blushes, and today I'm going to be talking about my favorite powder blushes. If you're a beginner or somebody who just doesn't really like cream products, these are my favorite powder blushes, so if you look forward to knowing what these are, definitely keep on watching. So like my last video, I'm going to be starting off with more affordable options. So the first one would be 482 Just Bare by LA Girl. This is a really nice brownish red. Definitely be cautious when you use this. I definitely prefer using a stippling brush instead of a packer blush brush because the color is really intense and the formula is really pigmented. It's like this perfect balance between a bronzer and a blush. If you want that West Coast sunburnt look, definitely give this one a try. The next one would be number 35 from Judy Doll. This one is extremely affordable, like 17 RMB or 20 RMB. I don't really remember the exact amount. Even though it might look really dark in a compact, it's not that pigmented. But if you're somebody who doesn't really want people to notice that you're wearing blush, but you still want a little bit color on your face, this one would definitely be the one that I would recommend you to try. It doesn't really show up that much when I swatch it, but once I put on my face, this one is just the most natural flush that you're ever going to be using on your face. The next one is Ginger by Laura Mercier. If you have the budget, especially if you're a guy, it's definitely not the craziest price tag. It's an 8-hour sleep in a compact. It's going to make you look like you just got back from the gym. This is actually my very first blush that I've ever purchased ever since I came back to China. I've been using it nonstop. The only thing that I would say would be the formula is packed with hyaluronic acid, so it's really moisturizing, but the thing is, it breaks really easily. Mine was actually cracked. I had to get it fixed. Just something that you need to watch out about, but in terms of the color and the formulation, it's definitely a 12 out of 10, personally. Yeah. Ginger by Laura Mercier. The next one will be Fire Moon from Haus Labs. Obviously, I gotta support Gaga. Definitely a little monster here. This one is definitely a cream to powder. It's super blendable. The formulation is really moisturizing. The color is quite intense. So again, definitely use a stippling brush instead of a packer brush. If you want something that is a little bit more dramatic, I especially love this one during the summer. This one is really similar to the LA Girl. So if you want that West Coast type of look, if you want to support Miss Gaga, if you want a really moisturizing formula, definitely give this one a try. Moving on, we have Beige Eclatant. Cream to powder blush. Beige Eclatant. Again, it's French. I don't really know how to say it. This one is really special. It's not that pigmented. It's a really soft blush. If you're darker than my skin tone, this one is probably not going to show up in your skin. But if you're somebody who's around my skin tone or somebody who's lighter than me, this one is going to look really, really gorgeous. I like using this as my last step, sometimes even on top of my cream blushes. It makes me look more youthful in a way. I hope that makes sense. So the next one would be number 100 from Dior. This one was actually a really generous birthday gift from my best friend, Catherine. I usually use this with a really dense brush so it can show up on my face. It's a really soft pink, but I gotta say the brush that this came with, I don't really get it. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? I would prefer them making the compact a little bit bigger. Like, last but not least, I mentioned this one in my last video as well. It's a cream and powder duo. This one is She's So LA from Patrick Ta. It's an old friend. The powder blush inside of this compact is almost like a bronzer. It's a really nice deep brownish red, but if you pair that with the cream that this comes with, it's gonna give you the most gorgeous, sweaty, healthy, West Coast, beachy type of look. Both the powder and the cream inside have a little bit of a sheen. I feel like if you use the right amount, anybody can pull this off. So definitely this one has been a go-to for me this year so far. All right, guys, that is all for today's video. I hope I was able to help you with all of my recommendations. No matter if you're into cream or powder blushes, there's definitely a blush for you in the market. Adding natural redness back to your face after applying foundation, concealer, all of that is gonna make your makeup still look like your skin. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna see you next time. Bye-bye.